Hello, good day everyone. I am Lovely the Ellan and I'm going to discuss the topic entitled Prenatal Development. How did you come to be who you are? From beginning as one cells to your birth, your prenatal development occurred in an orderly and delicate sequence. Prenatal development refers to the process in which a baby develops from a single cell after a conception into an embryo and later a fetus. While you might think of child development as something that begins during infancy, the prenatal stage is also considered an important part of development process. There are three primary stages in prenatal development: the germinal stage, embryonic stage, and fetal stage. Let's take a look at some of the changes that take place during each of the three stages of prenatal development. First, I will discuss the first stage, which is germinal stage. Conception occurs when the female egg is fertilized by the male sperm. Under normal circumstances, one egg is released approximately once a month from a woman's ovary during a process called ovulation. The egg makes its way into a fallopian tube, a structure that guides the egg away from ovary toward the uterus. For fertilization to occur, sperm ejaculated during sexual intercourse in a substance called semen have made their way from vagina into uterus and subsequently into a fallopian tube where the ovum has been released. This process can take up to 10 hours after ejaculation. For fertilization to occur, a sperm must penetrate the tough outer membrane of egg called the zona pellucida. When one sperm successfully binds with the zona pellucida, a series of chemical reactions occurs to allow the only sperm to penetrate. Fertilization occurs when sperm successfully enters the ovum's membrane. The genetic material of sperm and egg when combined to form a single cell called a zygote, and the germinal stage of prenatal development commences. The zygote begins to divide rapidly in a process called cleavage, first into two identical cells called blastomers, which further divide to 4 cells, then 8, and so on. The group of diving cells begins to move along the fallopian tube towards the uterus. About 60 hours of fertilization, approximately 16 cells have formed to what is called morula. Still enclosed by the zona pellucida, 3 days after fertilization, the morula enters the uterus. As cell division continues, fluid-filled cavity called a blastocele forms in the center of groups of cells with outer shell of cells called trophoblasts. The zona pellucida disappears and the morula becomes a blastocyst. At this stage, the blastocyst consists of 200 to 300 cells and it's ready for implantation. Implantation, the process in which the blastocyst implants into the uterine wall, occurs approximately 6 days after conception. Hormones secreted from the mother's ovary and chemicals secreted by the trophoblast begins to prepare the uterine wall, then moves into the uterine tissue. Implantation marks the end of the germinal stage and the beginning of the second stage, which is embryonic stage. The embryonic stage begins after implantation and lasts until 8 weeks after conception. After implantation, the cells continue to rapidly divide and clusters of cells begin to take on different functions called differentiation. A process or gastrulation leads to the formation of 3 distinct layers called germ layers. The ectoderm or the outer layer, the mesoderm is the middle layer, and the endoderm is the inner layer. As the embryo develops, each germ layer differentiates into different tissues and structures. For example, the ectoderm eventually forms skin, nails, hair, brain, nervous tissue, and cells, nose, sinuses, mouth, anus, and other tissue cells. The mesoderm develops into muscles, bones, heart, tissue, lungs, reproductive organs, lymphatic tissue, and other tissue cells. And the endoderm forms the lining of lungs, bladder, digestive tract, tongue, tonsils, and other organs. The process of differentiation takes place over a period of weeks, with different structures forming a simultaneous of some of the major events that occur during an embryonic stage are as follows. Week 3, beginning development of brain, heart, blood cells, circulatory system, spinal cord, and digestive system. Week 4, beginning development of bones, facial structures, limbs, presence of arm and leg, continuing development of heart, which begins to beat, brain, and nervous tissue. Week 5, beginning development of eyes, nose, kidneys, lungs, continuing development of formation of valves, brain, nervous tissues, and digestive tract. Week 6, beginning development of hand, feet, and digests, continuing development of brain, heart, and circulation system. Week 7, beginning development of hair follicles, nipples, eyelids, and 6 organs, the testes or ovaries, first formation of urine in the kidneys, and first evidence of brain waves. Week 8, facial features more distinct, internal organs well developed. The brain can signal for muscles to move, heart develop ends, external 6 organs begin to form. By the end of embryonic stage, all essential external and internal structures have been formed. The embryo is now referred to as a fetus, which is the final stage of prenatal development, the fetal stage. Fetal stage. Prenatal development is the most dramatic during the fetal stage. When an embryo becomes a fetus at 8 weeks, it is approximately 3 centimeters. From crown to rump, it weighs about 3 grams by the time the fetus is considered full term at 38 weeks gestation. He or she may be 50 centimeters or 3.3 kilograms. The major features of fetal development by week are as follows. Weeks 9 to 12, the fetus reaches approximately 9 cm and the head is approximately half the size of fetus. External features such as face, neck, eyelids, digests, and genitals are well formed. The beginnings of teeth appear, the red blood cells begin to be produced in the liver, the fetus is able to make a fist. Weeks 13 to 15, the fetus reaches approximately 15 cm. Fine hair called lanugo first develop on the head. Structures such as lungs, sweat glands, muscles, and bones continue to develop. The fetus is able to swallow and make sucking motion. Weeks 33 to 36, the fetus reaches approximately 41 to 48 cm and weighs 2.6 to 3 kg. Body fat continues to increase, lanugo begins to disappear, and fingernails are fully grown. The fetus has gained a high degree of control over the body functions. Weeks 36 to 38, the fetus reaches 48 to 53 cm. Is considered to be full term by the end of this period. Lanugo has mostly disappeared and replaced with a thicker hair on the head. Fingernails have grown past the tips of the fingers. In healthy fetus, all organ systems are functioning.